Are we even recording?
Well, judging by my title, The Horse, you probably would have thought that I had some weird hobby in horseback riding. Or maybe I was really obsessed with horses. Well, you guys are wrong. It's all about the accoutrements latex horsehead mask. And so what is this horsehead mask? Well, it is in the top 100 purchases of toys and games on the internet, and it's the reason behind a growing internet sensation where people wear said mask. So on the internet, this mask has been gaining a lot of fame due to the absurdity that comes with wearing it. This past week, I've even experimented with wearing this horse mask. I've gone around school, and at random times, I've put on this mask and seen, or tried to see what the reactions around me were. So I would be walking down the halls with a horse mask. I would be greeting teachers by going to classrooms with a horse mask. I would be getting a drink of water, which is actually impossible because it's a long muzzle, with a horse mask. And I think the best part of wearing this mask is seeing the reactions. Students will stop, do a double take, and stare. And you will stare back, because you're a horse. What else do you need? Teachers will look up from giving an assignment, be very confused, and start laughing along with the rest of the class. Policemen at my school will look by, shake their head, and then arrest you. Just kidding. Wearing this mask, I've noticed that it makes everybody's day a little bit funnier. So that's why I've taken it to school this past week and just kept it in my backpack. So what is the proper usage for this horse head? It's simple. You take any situation you do on a normal basis, and instead of doing what you do normally, you put this horse head mask on, and you go through your entire situation. So if you're riding a bike and you stop at an intersection, instead of doing that, you ride a bike with a horse head and you stop at the intersection and you stare at cars. That's what I actually did one day, and I almost crashed. As I've demonstrated already, by coming in this room, this horse head can completely change the mood of any situation. So you saw before that it was, we were having fun eating, but then we were having even more fun eating and watching the guy with the horse head mask on. So an example of how this horse head mask can change a mood is in this picture. So as you can see, it's a bar, and there are some people there having fun. Oh my God, who is that guy? Dashing young fellow. That's not a fellow, that's a horse. Amazing. Oh my God, my mind blown. This is revolutionary right here, folks. I mean, I don't know why I bought it, but I think it was looking at the images of these ridiculous people that convinced me. So what does the horse mask do for the wearer? Here's what one review said about the mask. This mask imbues the wearer with superhuman abilities, the power to make everyone around you feel awkward and uncomfortable being among them. After wearing the mask, for several days my identity was consumed and replaced. There is only the horse now. Best purchase I've ever made. Another satisfied review has said that the horse mask has led to more adventures than any other thing I've ever had in my life. So while wearing this school, my friends would initially laugh and think it was hilarious. Oh, Michael, that's so funny. How much does it cost? $20. What? Why would you spend $20 on a horse mask when you could have spent it on something so much cooler? Well, first of all, what I do is I point out their lapse in logic, because there is actually nothing more cooler than a horse head mask. And second of all, it might seem silly, but once you put on the mask, you get this feeling. So, and it's this feeling of potential, and this is what makes it so popular. The potential to make any situation funny. Some very popular examples of this horse head mask online are Horse Boy, where a Google streetcar was driving by and a young man on his way to a party saw said car and decided to put on his mask and pose for the Google Street car. So if you go on Google Street View, you can actually see a guy wearing a horse just staring at the car, standing there. There's a very popular video, it's very weird, where a man eats psychedelic mushrooms with a horse mask on. Typical Japan. It's very weird. Don't ever watch it. It's very confusing. And at local zoos, yes, that's right, even seals jump in on this fad. As you can see, here's a local zookeeper with her pet or trusty seal with a horse mask on. Okay. So, what else can the horse mask do? Well, besides every other cool thing you can ever imagine, the mask is one of the best icebreakers I've ever come across in my life. If you can't strike up a good conversation with a stranger wearing this baby, then they should probably get their eyesight checked or something. Who knows, maybe because of this mask, you will find true love. And then grow old with that true love and watch your kids go to school on their first day and watch them go up the bus, yes, with a horse mask. Okay, Michael, we get it. You have a latex horse head mask. Now what? What are you going to do with this? Well, after I came to school wearing this mask, a bunch of my friends were like, at first they thought it was ridiculous, but then they saw, after I tried to convince them, the benefits of owning a latex horse head mask. So this upcoming Spirit Week for homecoming, we're actually going to be, well, I won't spoil it, all of it for the TJ kids, but we're going to be wearing a variety of animal masks while celebrating the Spirit Days. And what after that? Well, I don't know. It doesn't take much imagination to make something out of a latex horse head mask. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your wonderful speech. The horse was a very interesting speech. I've never really thought about owning a latex horse mask before. But you came up here, your horse mask clearly got all of our attention. Like you said, it changed the atmosphere. And I really liked how when you were talking about your story, when I was walking with my horse mask, people would do a double take. See, it's a guy with a horse mask. And I thought that was really, really interesting, and it really illustrates what you mean within your story. And it really helped that while you were talking about your speech, you had a smile on your face because you really liked the story. You remembered walking through the hallways with your horse mask, just standing there, and people were just staring. And so great use of props. You had your pictures, growing up with your latex horse mask, sending your kids to school in your horse mask. And throughout your speech, you were very casual, possibly overly casual. You need to consider that these are still prepared speeches that you're giving to an audience. And another thing that helps is if you're prepared. So when you were looking up and had your speech in your head, you were looking out over the whole crowd, but when you didn't know, you had to look down. If you dropped your paper, you had to bend over. And then that goes to the topic of overly casual language, like, oh my God, and more cooler. Maybe you want to have a more prepared vocabulary that's less casual, that's probably grammatically more correct. And that would improve the speech. And that was definitely a really good speech, and you can see your improvement now that you've mastered including your props into your speeches. I can't wait to hear the next.